Hello everyone, this is Odali Taneo with OT Wealthness, and this month I'm bringing a vlog to you. I've been posting blogs for the past few months, and last month I talked about milestones and mindset, and this vlog is going to be somewhat of an extension to that blog post. So if you have not read it, I recommend you pause me and go read it at my website, odalitaneo.com, and subscribe to receive workshop events, yoga events, self-development events, and of course my blog every month. And so this blog, our vlog, this vlog is going to be on releasing outcomes. I talked about milestones and mindset last month, and I highlighted how important milestones are to the progress of our journey, to knowing that, it's a marker to where we're headed, to our ultimate goals, and what our mindset can be throughout that process, and how that mindset can help us or hinder our progress. And so with that, I wanted to set also this vlog as part of an extension of that, with releasing outcomes. Personally, it's something that this July I've experienced so much with. And so I was like, you know what, this is just perfect to step into it. And I want to talk about releasing outcomes, right? When we are able to release the outcomes for the set intentions or the committed goals that we have in our lives. We know what we want, we know where we want to go, and we have set intentions, set goals for getting to where we want to go. But releasing the outcome in this process is so important. It's important to our emotional state. It's important to the development of our mind, and just overall our overall health. And why is that? So releasing outcomes allows us to understand that whatever the outcome was for the intention or the goal that you have or had, releasing the outcome allows us to understand that whatever happened was what's supposed to happen. And when we have an open mind to that, we can receive what happened in a much lighter way than when we have a preconceived idea or an illusion about what the outcome was. And I'm a queen to that, of preconceived ideas and illusions. Aren't we all, right? I always say the mind is in training. The mind is always in training. Just like the body, right? When we're training our bodies, so is the mind. Based on what we see, the people that we hang around with, the things that we learn, the things that we feed our mind, it is always in training of some sort. And so releasing the outcomes is also part of becoming conscious. And the path of becoming conscious and becoming self-aware is not an easy path. It's a path that you have to do a lot of self-work for, because you're trying to work on yourself, and working on ourselves means connecting to our most authentic self. And to connect to our most authentic self, we have to know what we've been doing all this time. Where have we been operating from, physically, mentally, and with our hearts? Where are we? Where do we want to be when it comes to all these aspects of ourselves, not just in the material world when we're setting goals and intentions, but just in general. And so, since I'm the queen of not releasing outcomes, I guess I wanted to create this vlog about it, about my own experience. This month I've been celebrating so much, and also putting myself in a lot of places and situations that have been growing my self-development in deeper levels, like self-developing my ego, my illusions, just being aware of my mindset. And so that's where this inspiration came about, releasing our outcomes to our intentions and our goals. When we are able to release our illusions and our preconceived ideas of what we thought the outcome of what we want was going to be, especially when we don't get that, we can work through the emotions and work through the mindset just a little bit better. I'm not going to say that you're not going to feel the emotion, because that's also a big part, to nurture the emotions that you're feeling. If for example, I have been doing certain interviews, job interviews, that have not gone the way that I wanted to, and they took a toll on my emotion, because they put me in self-doubt, or the inability to perform the job. And I said, no, that's not why the outcome is happening. It's because I'm strengthening deeper parts of myself. I have not interviewed in over 4 or 5 years, and it's so different right now, interviewing now, than it was, than it was 5 years ago. It's just, everything is different. So, and also I understand that the outcome not being what I wanted is just a redirection of where I'm going. It's not a no. It's not, it's just not, that's not for you. And when we start to release the outcomes, then we know that God in the universe does have our back, that this part didn't happen because it was not supposed to happen, because it's supposed to be exactly how it is. And when we release the outcomes, then we can accept that and start to move forward. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that when you release outcomes, you're not fighting for what you want, or you're not fighting for your passion or the things that you really want to accomplish in your life. That's not what I'm saying, because that what's in your heart, what you're going to do, and how much you're going to work for it. But it's more about knowing that you gave it your best, that you did 100% what you could do, and if you didn't, then you learn from it, and then taking the outcome and seeing it for what it is, an opportunity for you to redirect your process, redirect your path, or know that even if you got the outcome that you wanted, there's still another direction to take. So it's still something to explore, it's still something to sit with and know where you're going to take it next. And one of the things that most inspired me that I heard this month too was listening to an audible book that is called Anatomy of the Spirit. And there's something that she said that really just, it pierced my heart. She says, if we are open to walking into the mysteries of our life, understanding that everything that happens is part of the answered prayer and not the unanswered prayer, we're really stepping into that spiritual, biological space of our bodies and minds. And I was just like, like, that's just a whole mind switch. That everything that's happening is part of the answered prayer. Yes, I want to embody that. I want to embody that the things that are not happening for me are part of the unanswered prayer. They're part of the answered prayer, because it is all part of the journey. And there's things that I'm not going to understand until I reach certain parts of my life. And that in retrospect, I'm going to say, okay, I understand why that happened, because we know that's happened before in our lives. So that was like a big thing for me from that book. And just experiencing this journey this month with releasing outcomes. When we release the outcome, then we're able to open up our hearts, to open up our minds to what the universe is bringing, to what God is offering, and also to nurture ourselves in those emotions and find the balance that we need, bring the practices that we need, the self-care practices that we need to nurture those parts of ourselves, to take the experience for self-development, to continue the journey that never ends. And that's why I say that it's not really important what the ultimate goal is, where you're trying to head, what you're trying to accomplish, because part of everything that's taking you there is the experience, is part of the journey, right? And I don't know why, perhaps as we get older, this is a hard concept to wrap our heads around, or perhaps we're living in such a fast-paced era that we just want to get from A to Z without experiencing A, B, C, D, E. Just there's parts of our lives that we're gonna have to experience to get into these other parts of our lives, and that work is never gonna stop. So this was really the inspiration behind this month's topic. I hope that, it brings light to you. And if you have anything to share about this, please message me, email me. I would love to hear more about it. And if it helped you in some way, it's nice to share, and you can tag the page, right? We underestimate the stories of our lives and how they can impact other people, and how they're impacting ourselves, because really it's impacting us. And then we feel moved to share, and then we inspire others. And really, that's what life is about. Life is about, for me, I see life as we're all on this road together, and helping each other is the best way to get there. And this is how I support myself and give back to how you guys support me and my endeavors. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for subscribing. I'll see you next month.